guys, Bilabo10000 here, bringing you another episode of Rate Their Chances, the series where we rate the chances for potential newcomers making it into the base roster for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, inspired by the thread of the same name over on Smashboards, which you can find in the description down below. If you haven't watched the previous episodes in the series and you want to see if I've rated a character already, click the card in the top right corner and check out the playlist, or head into the description and check out the official spreadsheet of all my current rankings. Can you believe we're on episode 16 now? I've rated so many characters, but you guys still have more suggestions for me so we can keep this series going. 10 episodes ago, we were on 6,000 subscribers, and now we're over 14,000. It's amazing what this community can do, really. Anyway, let's get on with today's video and reveal the characters we're talking about today. The characters being rated today are Reckless Safety Notice Guy from the startup screen of every Wii game ever, suggested by Beppis, Magolor from the Kirby series, suggested by Wario the Legend, Jibanyan from the Yokai Watch series, suggested by Nonstop Gamer, Silvally from the Pokemon series, suggested by Liam Shami, and get this, Matthew from Golden Sun Dark Dawn, suggested by PokeCatcherPlays. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of September. I don't know if we can make it, but it would be an awesome goal to achieve. And when the video ends, make sure to tell me your thoughts on these characters in the comments below and leave your suggestions for who you want to see me discuss in episode 17. Without further ado, let us begin. I've seen a lot of joke characters in my time, but none, in my eyes, have been as popular and as hilarious as the Reckless Safety Notice Guy from the Wii startup screens. For many years, he has warned people about the dangers of using the Wii's motion controls around the house. He has ensured that you have adequate space to play your games. He has protected you from hitting your mother's vase, and more importantly, your actual mother, when swinging around the Wii remote. Realistically, what are his pros for Smash? He appeared on every single game for the Nintendo Wii on the startup screens, warning players about the dangers of the Wii remote and motion controls. He is iconic enough that someone actually made a campaign for the guy back during the ballot era. So rather than discuss his history, let's treat this segment differently and take a look at this guy's potential moveset. His side special is Reckless Flailing, because he's got a Wii remote and he's not afraid to swing it, with the Nintendo Wii's controller strap on, of course. Safety first, kids. His up special is a flailing combination that turns him into a tornado that will rise to the occasion, just like when you first used motion controls. His neutral special allows him to throw not only your mother's precious vase, but also your friends and family as projectiles against opponents. His down special imitates Just Dance, proving that if he gets in, the Just Dance dancer could be his Echo Fighter. It's foolproof. Now, there are some pros and cons listed here. The pros are that he appears in every single Wii game, meaning he's got a history and the iconic status. Mario hasn't appeared in every Wii game, and because he's appeared in every Wii game, that means he technically appeared in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so even if Sakurai doesn't know it yet, this guy is a veteran of the series. His playstyle is forceful and careless, perfect for a fighting game like Smash where the goal is to actually injure your opponents. And he does not allow for adequate room to fight back, as he is a powerful being. Some say he could even rival Taboo. But there is a con. Kids might try this at home. So kids, if you're watching right now, do not try this at home. I know you want to, I know I want to, but we have to stay strong. And right there, the final smash. Some people want to watch the world burn, but Reckless Safety Notice Man wants to go even further beyond, plus ultra, remove the safety strap, and watch the carnage unfold. However, let's be real, he's got 0% chance of getting into the game. There's no way his movement picked up enough steam despite his idea being absolutely brilliant, and that's a real shame because he gets a want score of 100%. I want to see exactly what happens when he removes that safety strap and proceeds to end the lives of various Nintendo characters. It's now or never for the guy. Who knows? The Kirby franchise has always been one of Nintendo's big franchises, but nowhere is it more popular than in Japan. Kirby characters tend to do quite well as far as popularity goes in Sakurai's home country, and while players in the West are often requesting Marx as the main villain they'd like to see playable, in Japan it seems like Magolor is the one taking the top spot. A new NPC from Return to Dreamland who turned out to be the villain of the game all along, Magolor has been a mainstay in the Kirby franchise ever since, appearing as an NPC and as a background character in other Kirby games, and appearing on promotional art ever since. He's a villain that Japan loves, so much to the point that, going by Source Gaming's Japanese poll they did tracking social media posts during the ballot period, he came in 7th overall. You can find the details to this poll in a link to the Source Gaming article down below. And this popularity also translates to the SSB4 Dojo consolidation polls, as he comes in at 17th place overall, above Dixie Kong, Rayman, and Sora. On top of this, there are characters both below and above his placement that have made it into the game, either as playable or as assist trophies, meaning that Magolor will probably get some form of representation in the game, hopefully. That being said, his biggest hurdle will undoubtedly be the wall that is Bandana D. The Kirby franchise is big, but I think 4 characters is a perfect fit for the series, given that's normally the playable limit you get within the Kirby games. So if we assume that only one of the Kirby characters can be brought into the game, Bandana D will probably take priority for a few reasons. 1, he was a character initially created in a Sakurai-developed Kirby title. 2, according to polls, he has a much more higher demand, coming in at 7th place overall on the consolidation poll. 3, he's the most recent playable character to join the cast, even being one of the 3 main Dream Friends found in Star Allies. It makes sense to add Bandana D before any other Kirby characters. The only way Magolor beats Bandana D is through Sakurai purposefully choosing to get a villain over a hero. Though, depending on your opinions of King Dedede and Meta Knight, technically Kirby already has villains represented, or anti-heroes at the very least. Though if Magolor does get in, he could bring in a mage-based moveset from his various appearances, and due to the Star Allies data mine, we know he'll be coming as a Dream Friend in Wave 3 with his own moveset that could be easily translated to Smash. Overall, Magolor gets a chance score of 15%. I can't say it's looking good for Magolor at the moment, given we're potentially halfway through the newcomer reveals we're getting for Ultimate, and at this rate, if we get another Kirby character that isn't an Echo, Bandana D seems more ready to snatch the crown. But at the same time, if the speculated heroes versus villains theme really holds true for Ultimate, Magolor might just have a shot, which is why his chance score is still fairly solid. As for a want score, I'd personally rather have Marx myself. Magolor gets a 20%. I can't say I really care for this character, but it would be a nice nod to the Japanese fanbase if he were to make it in. Yokai Watch. I remember the days fondly where everyone thought this series would become the new Pokemon, and now, in 2018, I can't say I've heard anything from the series that's hit mainstream, unlike Pokemon, which is still able to cater to a wide audience around the world. So forgive me in advance, I'm not as familiar as I'd like to be with the series, and I'll probably get some terminology wrong, but anyway, let's focus on Jibanyan. This fire attribute yokai is the apparent mascot of the Yokai Watch franchise, being plastered on all of the Yokai Watch media as this franchise's Pikachu. He's a third-party character created by Level 5, the company that created Professor Layton, and that already spells quite a bit of trouble for his chances. Each game, Smash adds a minimum of 2 third-party characters for the base roster. Not taking DLC into consideration, in Brawl we got Sonic and Snake, and in Smash 4 we got Mega Man and Pac-Man, with Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta being DLC fighters. If we don't include Echoes, Simon is our first ultimate third-party character, meaning we're probably guaranteed at least one more. And there are far more popular third-party characters vying for that spot, like Banjo, Geno, Shantae, Rayman, and Sora. Now, I've done some research, but I can't really come up with my own moveset for the character due to being supremely unfamiliar with the franchise, but I imagine that you yokai fans out there know exactly what his moveset would and could be, and I imagine it could incorporate elements of various different yokai from the franchise for a moveset that really sells you on buying games from said franchise. The real question for Yokai Watch is whether it was too soon as far as becoming a franchise for Smash Ultimate. The Yokai Watch games hadn't even come out in the West when the Smash Ballot ended, meaning his popularity is coming entirely from Japan. In that sense, as far as the Smash Ballot is concerned, he's a Japan-only character who didn't pick up steam until after the fact. And if we look at Sable Prince and Takamaru, other Japan-only characters who had popularity but failed to make the cut, yeah, it's not looking good for Jibanyan. With this in mind, I give Jibanyan a 5% chance score. The only thing keeping him afloat is that when I say he was popular in Japan, I mean he was popular in Japan. Like, he was everywhere. Yokai Watch was a craze and everyone loved it. But his lack of popularity during the time in which it mattered most in the rest of the world harms his chances beyond belief. As for a want score, 10%. I have a distinct disdain for the Yokai Watch series of games, as they never once clicked with me as a consumer. They're just not my kind of games.
Also, the anime dub is awful, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Let me start this segment by quickly going over the points I've made in prior Generation 7 character ratings, which will apply for any future Generation 7 character ratings. Generation 7 could get a character despite not being on the Smash Ballot due to the Pokemon Company being important enough to receive special privileges as far as newcomers go, which we saw in Smash 4 with Greninja. The Pokemon Company is able to predict accurately which Pokemon will be popular, as they're the ones in control of the marketing of the games, and the job is to make the public favor specific Pokemon such as Lucario, and Greninja, and Mewtwo, and Pikachu, and every Pokemon that's in Smash right now. With that out of the way, Silvally is a very odd choice, and not a Pokemon that gets brought up at all when discussing Generation 7, so that's probably a bad sign. Silvally is the main Pokemon of Gladion from the Generation 7 games, being a powerful Pokemon who, like Arceus, can change its Pokemon type depending on the items it holds. Silvally does run into a few design issues if he were to be chosen, such as how to make a quadruped of his size work. The only other quadruped in this series that walks on all fours is Ivysaur, all the others are able to stand on 2 legs. Small things like this can be the difference between which Generation 7 Pokemon is more likely to be chosen, since the Ultimate Team are probably going to be looking for characters that provide the least amount of hassle once chosen. Silvally would not have to worry about a moveset since he can pull from the Pokemon franchise's huge library of Pokemon moves, so really the question is, how popular is Silvally in comparison to other Gen 7 Pokemon? Well, he's certainly in the top 20 or so, but when I hear Generation 7 being discussed in passing, most people will point to the legendaries, the Ultra Beasts, the starters, and a few one-offs like Mimikyu and Lycanroc. Silvally really doesn't come up as much. Quite frankly, I just don't see Silvally happening. So with that in mind, I am giving it a chance score of 1%. I won't write Silvally off completely because the Pokemon was notable enough to be requested for this series, but there are just too many other better picks that are more popular and more viable for Smash. As for a want score, I hate to say it, but 0%. I hold zero attachment to Silvally, and his design doesn't click with me in the slightest. I just don't really like this Pokemon, to be perfectly frank. You cannot make this up. Someone actually suggested Matthew from Golden Sun Dark Dawn, and it was actually the last comment picked by the randomizer. Either YouTube really wants me to stop talking about Golden Sun by getting its characters out of the way, or this is fate. Anyway, Matthew is the son of the original Golden Sun protagonist, Isaac, appearing as the main protagonist of Golden Sun Dark Dawn. Just by design, you can see that he is the spitting image of his father when Isaac was his age, and the comparisons don't stop there. Matthew, like his father, is a Venus adept, capable of wielding the powers of Earth, and has the same abilities as Isaac in terms of Jin usage, summoning capabilities, and fighting technique. He's also just as quiet as his father was in the original Golden Sun. Runs in the family, I guess. Now, I'm going to make a very bold claim. Matthew will not get in as a unique fighter over Isaac, as Sakurai has a tendency to focus on the most popular aspects of a franchise, and while Matthew is the newer protagonist, Isaac is the one people remember, more so than Matthew, more so than Felix. Isaac will be the first Golden Sun rep in Smash, if it happens. So Matthew has 3 options to get in the game. 1, he could be Isaac's Echo Fighter. Easy enough, they look similar, are related, have the same powers, but aside from appearance and relations, the same could be said of Felix from Golden Sun The Lost Age, who also has demand behind him. 2, he could be an alt skin of Isaac, similar to how Alf is an alternate skin of Olimar. It would make sense and would be a nice nod to the Dark Dawn fans. 3, he gets in as an assist trophy, possibly replacing Isaac's one from Brawl. This is the least likely scenario of the 3, as there are so many different playable characters that could be an assist, that it would make more sense for either a villain, a party member from one of the first 2 games, or even an elemental Jin taking that spot. Matthew's big hindrance is that he comes from Dark Dawn, the last game in the franchise that famously didn't do well compared to the original games. Now, you can chalk this down to a few gameplay elements such as the points of no return, but Nintendo's marketing strategy for the game was utter crap, and I refuse to let Camelot take all of the blame when Nintendo made no effort to really market the game post the E3 it was revealed at. Because of this, Matthew may be skipped entirely so that Sakurai can focus on the 2 successful games in the franchise that really helped shape what Golden Sun was for people back in the day. In that sense, I think it's time to just get to the rating. Keeping in mind that this all relies on Isaac getting into Smash first, as there's no way Matthew will be the first Golden Sun representative in the game, Matthew getting into the game as playable gets a chance score of 10%. It makes more sense for Felix to be Isaac's potential Echo Fighter, but the 10% is on the off chance that Isaac gets a Matthew alt skin, which would be awesome. As for a want score, Matthew gets a 100% chance, though as an alt skin. As an Echo, he gets a 50% want score, as I want Felix over Matthew so that we can have some interesting design differences between the 2 fighters. Come on, Sakurai! Add Isaac and give us more of that Golden Sun. You know you want to. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Which characters do you want to see me rate next? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and the comment with the most likes will guaranteed to have their character rated, while the others will be selected via randomizer. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Hey there guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We've got some new patrons down below, so check the names down below. Thank you so much to those patrons who are supporting and helping the channel. If you want to become a patron yourself, check the link and see if it's to your taste. Link somewhere down there. Thank you very much for watching guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.